mention, as we do go to the widescreen here, we've got 2 copies of Ash Zealot, a Chandra Pyromaster in play, and a Fnatic Emogi on James Gates' side. And he does have access to green mana in case he needs it. On Martell's side, he has a Gray Merchant that looks like it drained for probably 4 because there's an Underworld connections over there, a couple of Mutavaults as well. So it looks like Tom is behind and looking to catch up.
Yeah.
Here's a Thoughtseize. I was wondering if James has cards in his hand, and he does, and they are lands. So Tom ends up taking 2 from that Thoughtseize. Passes the turn back. Gates draws a card. That looked, I mean, it looked like a spell. I'm not sure what it was. Again, I'm sure you guys are all very familiar with Tom Martell by this point, Pro Tour Gatecrash champion, member of Team SCG, and all the accolades that go along with him. James Gates, a little lesser known West Coast player, good friend of you and I, 2nd place in the Los Angeles Open to Ben Lundquist, who we just saw.
And Martell also probably has, I believe, probably has the best legacy Grand Prix resume of anyone alive.
Yeah,
his performance.
Can't forget about that.
That's also another thing people don't really know is his total resume is pretty insane.
So Chandra goes up, targets the Gray Merchant, means deals 1 to that, and it can't block, and Martell takes 1, so he goes down to 5. So now Martell is facing a lethal attack. So does Tom have anything here? I mean, he's got Mutavaults to block, but I mean, they don't really get to make great blocks at this point.
And it does seem like Tom's probably pressed on mana as well.
Yeah.
So losing his Mutavaults in combat's a huge cost.
So he's going to activate both Mutavaults. He's going to put 1 in front of Fnatic, 1 in front of Ash Zealot. First strike, take care of that. Regular damage, Fnatic is going to trade with Mutavault. Tom's going to go down to 3. But he has to lose 2 lands in the process. Gates is going to play a Boros Reckoner and pass the turn back, so he adds to his board a little bit here. The question is, Tom is under fire from a couple different directions. And you see in Martell's hand, he has a couple copies of Underworld Connections. I think the problem here for him is that his 5th land that he needs to get himself out of the situation does not come into play untapped. Yep, and you see the Temple. There is a cost to playing that card in this deck, as good as that card is.
Yes, not free. Still worth playing in some number,
yeah,
but not free.
And I'm not sure if Martell can wiggle his way out of this situation, and he cannot, so he does extend the hand. So James Gates defeats Tom Martell. 2-1, Red-Green Devotion moving on. Martell likely out of top 8 contention now.
Well, certainly that first round loss.
Yeah, that'll certainly do it.
But James Gates, we are still the Lundquist Gates rematch / first time they play each other because James had to go to work or whatever and skip the finals. That's still in play. Both players at 5-1 now.
Yep. And we could even just see them not even in the finals, but just a match.
Next round, yeah.
Yeah, which would definitely be enjoyable. So, congrats to James. Tom, unfortunately, we cut in there to a tough loss for you, but tournament's not over just yet as we